When I talk about VA death benefits, it's separate from SGLI, which is Servicemen's Group Life Insurance. Life insurance is the same in the military or outside of the military. When you apply for life insurance, you get a beneficiary designation and you say who you want that life insurance to go to. It can go to anybody. With VA death benefits, it's not like that. There's not a designation where you have to say, it automatically goes to the surviving spouse. And you're like, well, I don't want it to go to my spouse because my spouse is going to get a bit of inheritance. I want it to go to my child. Well, it's not as easy. First of all, you can do that, but your spouse has to consent to not being the beneficiary on your VA death benefit for it to go to a child. If you no longer have a spouse that survives you, then your child would be in a position to claim that VA death benefit. So if you made the child the beneficiary of your Servicemen's Group Life Insurance, SGLI, they could get the life insurance and the VA death benefit. Now, let's say you also applied for Social Security, which all the military pay into Social Security. So there might be a survivor benefit there as well. If your child is under the age of 16, the child could get a death benefit, which would be 75% of the Social Security you were drawing at your time of death until they graduate high school, unless they're a disabled child. Go watch videos on disabled adult child benefits. That's a little bit more tricky. So how about Social Security with your surviving spouse? Your surviving spouse can get your VA death benefits over here, could have been the designated beneficiary on your life insurance, and can also get a widow benefit from federal Social Security. Again, you have to meet those requirements. All these crazy programs all have their requirements to draw Social Security widow benefits. She would have to have been, we'll say she, but could be he or she. She would have to have been married to you at least 9 months. Now, for younger service members, there are exceptions if it's accidental death or if you have a minor child. But in general, you have to be married 9 months to claim as a widow. You would have to be at least 60 unless you are claiming earlier because you have child and you're caring for children. So life insurance, VA benefits, Social Security, survivor benefits, your kids or your surviving spouse could potentially get all three. Also, you might have a 401k. A 401k is back to the beneficiary designation like life insurance. You designate who it goes to. So you could say, I want it to go half to my wife, half to my kids. You could say, I want it to go all to the Humane Society. Whatever you want it to do, that is the governing document, not your will or your trust. I'm kind of bleeding into estate planning here, which I do also. I do some simple estate planning because I used to be an estate planning attorney. I do that in my book. So if you want to learn more about Medicare and VA benefits, TRICARE for life, all these topics I'm talking about, wills, trust, I have a lot of it in my book. Head on over to Amazon, type in Medicare Mama. I'll pop up. You'll have the book in 3 days and hopefully can answer a lot more of your questions. If you guys learned something today, please give me a follow. If you like this video, you might really like this video. Check it out. And we'd appreciate if you subscribe to our channel so you never miss a great video. We put out one every week. Check in the description below this video for a link to our cheat sheet on Social Security and Medicare. And you can also give us a comment. If you have a specific question, always feel free to call us or email us at the Medicare Family.